Drama Nerds. We are picking up on our 4th episode of Our Haunt, and I believe we are jumping right back into the middle of our 2nd session. The next scene on my list of scenes is a living tarot reader who comforts Trinket. And I think if we want that to be Mackenzie, there is a world where we could almost continuously follow Trinket back down into the basement and have Mackenzie come downstairs like late the night of the open mic. Or we could move to another day if we want to do that.
I think if there's more to I could like see there being more to explore on the open mic night if we want to stay there. I think that my impulse is that Mackenzie would like stay with that until the festivities were like totally over.
Trinket could also come out of the basement.
True.
In that vein, are there other open mic night things? To jog everyone's memory, we have the Dread Sword Queen dueling Romeo and Jules. We have students Caleb and Adrian making out in the kitchen. We have Hunter and Mackenzie kind of reconciling and talking about existential large things. I'm uncertain what Dale is doing, but I'm sure he's having a nice time.
Away the bloody towel.
Oh, he's got to go back to the basement to wash it.
Oh no.
Throwing that right in the trash.
Because I don't think there's anything good coming from that.
No.
Yeah, I could see a world where maybe Mackenzie is like, okay, who wants to get their tarot read? And it becomes like kind of a party thing in that way.
Cool, I love that.
Before we do this, does anyone actually know how to read tarot?
I do.
All right. So I was like, I don't know how.
I'm happy to be Mackenzie and I'm happy to do a tarot reading.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Into it.
Okay, cool. Where do we want where is Mackenzie reading tarot? Our easiest options are the parlor or the attic.
The attic could be fun. It's quiet away from the party.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Cool. So we're in the attic. I will be Mackenzie. Leo will be Trinket. Kory will attic it up. Tristan will be on standby should anyone need to.
Do you want a
someone should be having their tarot read. So
someone who came up to have their tarot read? Maybe one of the cult girlies could be.
Yeah, what's the name of the cult girly that you were?
I hadn't come up with a name, but I did just look up like top baby names of the 80s to try and find like a good choice. There's I think Nicole is a good choice. Also Megan. But probably I think maybe Megan, because Megan seems really basic, which she doesn't like, so she goes by like Megs or something.
Yeah, love that.
Megs with an S or a Z?
Oh my god.
I feel like the Z came in the 2000s with like AOL.
She's ahead of her time.
Yeah.
She was progressive.
Yeah. No, but Megs, yeah, she is ahead of her time. It's definitely Megs with a Z. And she tells everyone that her name. No, I don't think. Yeah, she tells everyone her name was Megara. That's
of
actually
course.
what her parents named her.
Incredible. Yeah, Kory, do you want to bring us into the attic as Mackenzie is reading Megs's tarot?
Oh, I just realized I gave us 2 M's. I'm sorry.
I think that's
didn't think about this.
Okay, so I'm going to say right now the TV is doing one of those color tests. The attic, it's obviously late at night party time, so there's really just moonlight coming in through the window. All you hear as you're coming upstairs is just kind of this slight crackling sound, and it sounds like it could be the TV, it could be a gramophone. It's just a little crackling. As we make our way into the room, there is a little spot on the floor where stuff has been pushed off to the side, where people have like come in and messed with stuff before, but it's basically almost like you know, when you scoot stuff over and it's kind of just leaning precariously side to side. It's that, like, you're little and scoot all your stuff to make room for toys. There's that spot. That's basically where we are. For putting the tarot cards down, I want to say we are using a scrapbook, a big, heavy scrapbook. It's the sturdiest, flattest thing that's in the room. And there's like papers sticking out of it and all sorts of little tails, things sticking out. But that's where we are. Dusty, crackly moonlight.
What was Megs's question that she wanted for her reading?
I really want to know, like, what the new year is going to bring me. I just feel like we're kind of in a time of renewal, you know, and well, me personally, and I think I can just feel like maybe there's something on the horizon, and I'd love to, I don't know, maybe get some enlightenment on what that might be.
Yeah, so Mackenzie is like I think talking through the end of a 3-card spread. And she points to the strength card in the future position and she says, I think the coming year for you is going to be a time of really stepping into your power and a time of really sort of embracing the ways in which what you already have makes you strong.
Oh my God. That's so great.
Yeah, like, of course. Do you have any other questions?
Will I pass physics? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I guess, like, I am curious. I've been feeling like I might want to, I don't know, like change my major or maybe get like a minor or something. And I've been, you know, communications is like a really useful major, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, it's really, you know, there's a lot of things you can do with it, but I also feel like feel really unfocused and I'm like not sure what I want to do with it. So I don't know. I've been thinking like maybe there's something else that I could get into. And I guess maybe I'm curious if I should like lean into the new or um stick with the old. Does that make sense? Is that like even a question? I don't really, you know.
Mackenzie says, well, I know what I think. Like, I know my opinion, but we'll see what the cards have to say.
Well,
And
I'd love to hear your opinion too, of course, but
I mean, I don't know. Communications is so, like, practical. Is that really, like, a passion of yours?
I mean, I do think communicating is really important, you know, and I that sounds silly, I know, but like I mean
No,
in
it's
like
not silly.
a bigger way, I think like it's really essential for businesses and um you know like marketing and PR.
Do you really want your degree to serve the capitalist machine?
As you say that, you can see in the scrapbook there's a tiny pamphlet for canvassing door to door.
She pulls it out and she's like, oh my God, how weird.
It is unfortunately for Reagan.
Oh no!
Who was that?
Oh my God, Megs, you don't know who Ronald Reagan is?
I went to school in Texas, okay? Like I'm learning very quickly that public education did not give me everything I needed.
No, it's okay.
As someone who went to school in Texas, I heard so much Reagan praise.
Fair.
Trinket is like sort of a lump of patchwork fabrics atop the TV. The TV is a friend to Trinket now, or at least like a comforting, a known presence, and like being known is the most comforting aspect that Trinket can find. Trinket's going to reach out and whisper a kind truth, which is that you are too young for old age to have this much sway over you.
And do we just like hear this?
I think it's just kind of like a thought that pops up in the back of your mind. Like it feels like your own thought.
Maybe I just need to try a lot of different stuff and see what sticks. You know, maybe I
Yeah.
am just doing what like I think I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, and I think, life's too short to life's too short.
Hmm. What about you? What's up with Dale?
Oh my god. Um I don't know. Some things like don't tell anyone. I guess it's pretty obvious actually. I don't know. Something's like happening. We're just like I think feeling it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, we found some like crazy mold in the basement like earlier this morning.
This house is so weird. Like when you asked if I wanted to live here, I was like, "Oh my God, that would be incredible. I would love to live in the same house as Mackenzie," but I'm kind of glad I didn't now. Like, no offense. But
No,
like it is
it's
weird.
like a gross old house and like it's kind of cool, but it's also kind of like I don't know.
As you are talking, Trinket like swoops down off the TV and tries to come up through the bottom of the table to see the card that you were about to pull for this next question. Trinket is impatient. So they're like trying to basically come up and like press their eyes against it face down in the deck of cards to see what it was going to be.
I think maybe the cards like shake and move a little bit. And Mackenzie kind of absentmindedly picks them up and just starts to shuffle them.
No! Oh. Trink is so disappointed.
Do you think we actually like did like wake something up?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to say anything in front of Hunter because you know how he is.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we did. Like, I don't know. Things seem like they've gotten weirder lately.
In the pile of stuff behind Mackenzie, there is a photograph of a long dinner table where everyone was looking at each other and they have all turned to look at you two. You might not notice this, you might, but we're going to add this in.
Sarah Grace has a Ouija board. We could maybe
Oh my god,
bring it in.
the coven could convene outside of our sort of yearly gathering.
Yeah, to like see, like a check-in to see if something's happened.
Yeah, like I think I don't know. Well, I guess my question would be like, do you want something to have happened?
I mean, if there is like a spirit who we connected with in some way, so like now the veil is kind of thin and we're seeing like the thing that I still think Hunter did that, but like that the kind of creepy stuff. Not creepy. That's not fair. I like, the things that we're not used to. Um, I wonder, I guess maybe I am glad something happened just because if there is someone who's like unsettled after their death, like maybe we're in a really good position to like help them. Um, and it kind of feels like it would affirm a lot of, I mean, we've spent a lot of time, working on this. It feels like it would
Yeah.
really like, what we've done together.
And like there's something poetic about like I don't feel that my efforts are making a difference in the corporeal world and therefore I will turn my efforts to the world
Mm.
beyond.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Like maybe there's a power in like that we have as like living beings, that doesn't feel as important to us because we're just so used to it. But that could be like really important in like that space.
Yeah, to like bring that in communion with the spirits and like remove the veil between us or something.
Yeah, I wish we could like throw them a dinner party or something, like in the picture behind, in the
With that,
like looking
there's
at
choose one per session. Breathe stolen life into the odds and ends abandoned in the attic. Describing that, you're looking at that picture and mentioning it. How many people are in this house? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll say like 5 bedrooms.
Um,
Hunter, yeah, Dale. I don't know if all of the bedrooms are full.
Dale, Mackenzie, Hunter, Kayla lives here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, let's say it's like 5 bedrooms. I don't know.
Great.
That sounds good to me.
So you see this long table, and there are 5 empty seats on this table.
Oh my god.
You don't recognize the people in this, and some of the faces are really hard to see. One of them might even look faceless. But there are 5 empty seats at this table. What is the attic trying to tell you that only you understand?
Is there a cat?
Yes, of course. Of course there's a cat. Mandatory.
And who are you asking the remove question to?
I'm gonna ask Meg.
Oh, damn.
Meg's on a journey.
Megs is on a journey left by the tarot cards.
We're going in. You can also answer together if you want.
Yeah, feel free to lead me in other directions, folks. But I think Megs is like, oh my god, it's like, aren't there? And also like counts out the rooms of the house. It's like, aren't there like 5 rooms in this house? Like not rooms, like bedrooms.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wonder if there's like, you know how I feel really disconnected from my major right now? I wonder if there's like this feeling of disconnect between like maybe the people of the past in this space. Like maybe there are people or beings that like we've kind of opened the door to who are like really desperate for connection because they aren't like connecting with each other really well. Maybe like we're better at that or something.
I would like to use a ghostly ability with great consequence.
Oh no.
I'm going to speak from the grave and channel a spirit.
Oh my god.
So so Trinket's been listening to this like ghost savior talk for a minute now, and like was trying to distract themselves by like trying to flit through the tarot cards as they were shuffled, but that was too frustrating. And now that you've gotten to this place of like, oh, maybe we're better at like knowing where we belong, maybe we're better at belonging than these ghosts are, Trinket collapses through the table to the ground, and you both feel this like stickiness at your ankles. Are you sitting at a table or on the floor?
I think cross-legged on the floor.
Yeah.
So you both feel like this stickiness on your ankles and like creeping up your legs. And from the photo booth rises this like face that doesn't really have like facial features. It's kind of like a marble bust, but like it's made out of melting wax. Comes up through the photo album. Oh, also the face is on both sides of the head, so it's facing both of you simultaneously. And just says, "How dare you? How dare you speak of belonging? You know nothing of belonging. You know nothing of finding the path. You know nothing, you children."
Meg screams and then says, I'm sorry, and then screams again.
I think Mackenzie has a very calculated look on her face of like trying to figure something out and is just quiet.
Face, the face that is facing Meg's like continues to melt and continues to sort of deform, is like leaning into the fear that it is causing. The face that is facing Mackenzie like sharpens and becomes more in focus, waiting for your reply.
What do you have to teach me then?
Pull a card for me and I'll tell you.
She shuffles and she pulls the Hermit and lays it on the table.
Oh my god.
And she says, I wouldn't presume to tell you what relevance this card has to you, but it is a card of voluntary seclusion, of the wisdom we might gain from spending time with the world around us.
I would teach you of the balance between what is written and what is lived. Your head is full of words and wordsmiths. I would teach you to fashion more words of your own.
She flips the next card over, and it's the Magician. And she just kind of looks at it, and she nods, and she says, is there a name that you like to be called by?
The mouth of the bust opens, and a few colorful glass beads fall out. They're the kinds of beads that have little letters on them, like you would make a friendship bracelet. And they scramble when they fall out, but they do spell out Trinket if you can unscramble them.
Megs, what does this mean? What do these letters spell?
Okay, I'm good at word puzzles. It's
Kitten? No, but there's an extra.
there's an R.
Critten.
Critten. Kittner. No.
Tinker.
I think with every like misnaming, there's like a wince and like a little more like melting to the full shape of the head, like a new wick is burning in a new spot.
Oh.
I think maybe they find it together, like some of those bits, like ink kind of sticking and then like moving some letters around until they're able to spell out Trinket.
Trinket. Trinket.
You see, as much as you can see Wax breathe, you see like the expression of a deep breath, and then the rest of it melts away.
I think Mackenzie finds some string and puts the beads on a bracelet.
I'm not sure what the great consequence for this
Yeah.
is going to be.
That's a hard one.
I mean, it feels like it's got to kind of be connected to us knowing now for sure
Yeah.
that there are ghosts, right? Or at least the two of us fully believe
Yeah.
probably now. Is there something?
I mean, do they go downstairs and tell everybody what just happened?
I think everybody's 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. Would Mackenzie do that given the conversation they just had?
Yeah. I
too?
don't think she would actually.
Yeah.
I'll say that one thing that I think happens for Trinket is that when they return to their like sort of patchwork loose fabric form, they try to glide away and then realize they have feet now. They trip over them.
I love that.
That feels like a great consequence.
That's a great consequence. That's incredible. Oh.
Trinket just looks down and says, "Damn it," and has to learn how to walk on feet again.
That's so good.
I think Mackenzie puts the bracelet on her wrist and pulls. I think she's probably wearing one of those like long sleeved, like ribbed shirts that have really flowy wrists. And she pulls her sleeve down over it. And looks at Megs and is like, "This is between us, right?"
Yeah, are you gonna tell the rest of the coven? The cult? What do we call it? Is it a coven or a cult? Are you gonna tell just the group?
I mean, I feel like they deserve to know, but I don't want it to like get spread around.
Yeah.
Because like they seemed really mad.
Yeah, and Sarah Grace is not good at keeping a secret.
Sarah Grace is such a gossip.
Sarah Grace.
So bad. Like, I love her to death, truly, but like I told her I told her something last year that like immediately she went and told the person that I was talking about. It was anyways.
Classic Sarah Grace.
It's so Sarah Grace. Yeah, maybe not then. I don't think we could just keep it from Sarah Grace and tell everyone else.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe sometime it'll be like the right time, but I don't think right now is.
Yeah, I agree. I won't tell anyone. Cross my heart.
She holds out a pinky.
Yeah. I think also having learned nothing from this moment, Megs is like, you're kind of like a high priestess or something of ghosts. Like, oh my god, the way you dealt with that was incredible. I was a mess.
Oh my god, thank you. I don't know. I felt really like in the zone, like connected to this like being.
Yeah, I could tell. It was like, did you see my side? It was just.
Oh, weird. Mine had like a whole face.
Oh my god. Oh, mine was. I think because I was a mess. I'm not used to.
No, it's like scary. I think
scared.
maybe it's because I live in this like fucked up house.
Yeah.
The TV is going to crackle on.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think Meg screams again and apologizes again and screams again.
Trinket? Like Trinket, is that you?
No response. An episode of The X-Files starts playing.
Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
Okay, Hunter, and she starts to walk down the stairs and she's like, "Hunter, did you take the TV remote again?"
Megs is like almost on her back, trying to stay as close to Mackenzie as possible as they leave.
And she leaves her tarot cards upstairs.
As you leave, the quote says, "The truth is out there, but so are lies."
Oh,
Incredible.
the fate on that scene.
Hell yeah.
Any other offshoots of the open mic night before the living call it a day?
I think they need to go to bed.
Yeah. I think once you've hit the tarot reading in the attic part of the evening, it's
Yeah.
close to sleepy time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a note down that I wanted to see a scene with Caleb in the garden, but I no longer remember why.
We can do that, don't worry.
We could just find
Could
it.
be cute.
He can go to the garden anytime.
Get a flower for Adrian.
Maybe he's walking Adrian out.
Yes.
Okay, we need an Adrian. I'll be the garden, but we need an Adrian, and then ostensibly maybe one of us is there too.
I'll be an Adrian.
Hell yeah. Does Romeo want to follow along?
So invested, yeah, absolutely. I'm stalking these college students to make sure their romance happens. It doesn't matter if it ends as long as it happens.
Incredible. So we follow as Caleb and Adrian, who I think have been, I don't know, what have Caleb and Adrian been doing in the intervening time between the kind of fizzling out of open mic time.
How long has it been?
I don't know. Probably like at least a couple hours, I would assume.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Like I think it's probably like 3:00 in the morning.
You can make out with a person for a couple hours. I think that could.
Yeah.
That's what the question
I think
was.
we were like, there's like some making out, and then there's some like, you know, like talking about movies or like okay, so who are you anyway?
Adrian's like talking about movies. Caleb has been like, do you like the great outdoors? I like to collect water samples.
Although Caleb does have the films of Stanley Kubrick to potentially fall back on.
He's done a lot of thinking about them.
It's true. Deep dramaturgy.
So we follow. I assume we hit the point where Adrian is like, I should probably go home.
Mm-hmm.
Listen. Before you leave, this was great. You're obviously great. You have my notes. I'll get those back. That's not important. You're pretty. Yeah, see you. Oh, it's vacation soon. Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going home. Honestly,
Oh.
this winter, so they'll probably just
Okay.
be sticking around on campus. If you've got time, I don't know what your break is like.
I have time. Plenty, all wide open calendar. Yeah, I'm TAing a class, but I can create those in my sleep, so it's fine.
Wow, impressive.
It's not. They're really dumb.
Well, listen, I'm at that big kind of reddish house on 47 Maple.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just feel free to stop by. I can show you my ghosts.
Yeah, our ghosts. I mean, it's. Listen, our house isn't always this crazy. I think it was just a magical night for many reasons. But yeah, I will come by. Maybe, tomorrow.
I've got plans tomorrow.
Totally fine. Yeah.
Unfortunately,
All
but
good.
like maybe next week.
Yeah, sure. Whenever. Just let me know. But here. It's the Hal Eye.
Oh,
Our house has a bunch of like memorabilia and stuff, and so here.
should it stay here? It's got a certificate of authenticity. That's I don't want to. Is this yours?
I don't know. Also remember I did a lot of whiskey earlier. And tequila.
Cool. Well, how about I'll hang on to this for a bit.
Yeah.
And then maybe we can just share custody. Yeah.
Yeah, it's collateral, so when I see you next time, grab it. Pass the ball.
All right. Hey, this might be kind of a weird question, but like, is there anything I can do to, like, I don't know, like it just seems like there's like some nerves here, and like I'm flattered, really. Is there anything I can do to help you feel a bit more at ease around me?
Well, I think, it's definitely the party, the open mic was stressful. I'm not normally one that's around a ton of people, so that's one. But I normally am not this close to people, so it's just a very new territory. Yeah. And especially you. This is a lot of firsts, so I am just trying to figure things out as they go and trying not to completely be a mess, though that might have already happened.
Don't worry about it. Great. Yeah, I just wanted to know if there's anything, any way I could help. I want you to feel comfortable around me the way I feel around you.
As you are having this conversation, I imagine them standing under like the trellis in the garden on the way out to where Adrian is parked. And one of the overgrown like vines from where the vegetables used to grow starts to wind its way around Caleb's ankle.
Love that for me. Well, okay, get home safe, and I will see you next week. And this has been wonderful, and I appreciate you being patient and nice. It's really nice, and you're really nice. And okay, good night. And I'm gonna take a step back and.
Oh, can I use a move
Go for it.
before that happens? I think Romeo is invisible at this has hit the they don't need to know I'm here. That's creepy. It's not creepy to be here, but it's creepy if they know. Part of the night for him, and he's like, okay, invisible at this point. And I think he had maybe perched himself on a little oh, what's the word for the benches? Like a little wooden bench. Like those that
Like
you
a
have
little
in
wooden
a yard,
bench.
a garden. Yeah, there we go. Like those. I think he's perched himself there to just, make sure it all pans out okay. I think we have an Adrian stan now in Romeo. He's like, this kid's good. It's a great fit for my little my little science geek. Um, and I think he notices the vine and is just like, no, 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 no. And I want to use a ghostly ability. I want to use draw the dark and twisted to your beauty. But I want to spend 2 tokens to do it.
Okay.
So to do it with loving care, so that it ideally pulls away from Caleb and maybe the vines start coming for me instead. So that Caleb doesn't trip and fall.
Yeah. The vines change direction and start to wrap even like hungrily around Romeo's ankles. And Caleb walks back into the house unimpeded. And I think as Romeo is sort of looking down at these vines, the soil between his feet parts, inviting him to bury a secret in the soil.
Mm. As he was watching Caleb and Adrian say goodnight, he was watching kind of with his like hand motion that he does sometimes, like where he's trying to see it like it's a lens, like he's kind of looking through it and seeing them as if they're like a photo or a movie or something. And I think instead there's this feeling of him like taking that memory or that moment, that picture that he kind of has in his head and putting it into the soil. And I think he'll whisper as he does it, I don't know why I did it, but I wish I hadn't burnt the photograph. And then he'll push this kind of imaginary photograph into the soil and cover it up.
Mollified, the vines start to recede and inch their way back into the kind of tangled undergrowth. And does Romeo sit out in the garden for a while, or does he kind of wander back inside?
No, I think he stays for a while. I think he fake smokes his ghost cigarette and, crosses a leg and leans back on the bench and tries to remember things, maybe.
And we fade out of the garden.
That was so cute. That was real cute.
I love how many college kids we have paired up in this. What was my goal? To teach those around me, what I yearn for is to teach those around me to believe in love. And I think I'm just stumbling into this happening. This is great.
Tristan is winning this game with no winners.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how this works, right? We should track how many times someone's believed in love. No.
Yeah.
So my last item on our list of scenes we definitely wanted to get to was our Orphan's Yule gathering where all 4 of the ghosties can hang out. Do we feel ready to move on to that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Any feelings about what room this takes place in?
I mean, if we're hoping all ghosties are in there, do we want to do a similar thing as the study and like have shared responsibility for a room?
Yeah, I like that.
I think that's a good idea.
So we could either quickly pencil in stuff for the lost room and figure out where in the haunt that is and what that is and all of that. Or we could go in the study, or we could do one of our regular rooms and just share.
I'm feeling curious about the lost room, just in terms of like what we haven't explored in this game yet.
Yeah. I like that. Let's do it.
Yeah, I like too that it's a room. In the description it says, it forever belongs to those who haunt the house, never to be reached by the living again.
Yeah.
And I think like a room that we know we can be just us in could be an interesting space.
Yeah, my first question would be, what like kind of room is this room?
What if it's one of those, you know how sometimes there will be like, if someone's remodeling a bathroom, there will be like a whole bathroom behind it.
Uh-huh.
If it could be something like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a bathroom, but like this room between the walls that got sort of like paved over for the sake of having like newer paneling or something.
Maybe they split. Maybe they were splitting the house to have 5 full bedrooms. There's like a room kind of in the middle of the 2nd or 3rd floor or whatever.
I was thinking, what if it was the dining room from the picture in the attic?
Ooh,
that's good.
And it could still be like, you know, I don't know, the hallway was split or something was covered up so it became something else, but maybe it used to be that kind of space.
I love that.
Hell yeah.
I'm into that.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Does someone want to choose 1 or 2 unsolvable problems and the rest will each pick an aesthetic?
Okay, so I'm assuming that like for this Yule, all of the living students who are still here over break are like having their cute little potluck downstairs. They're gabbing, they've established all these relationships. I think they're also a bit more alert to us now. So we find ourselves in this lost room.
Shall we say aloud, which I realize we didn't really do for the study, but shall we say aloud the things that we chose?
Okay, for my aesthetic, I chose a witch's spell left half unfinished, leaking wild magic.
I chose dozens of candles lit by ghostly fire, glimmering in the dark.
And I chose paintings of our fragmented memories, welcoming and sinister.
And I chose the unsolvable problem, the memory eater sleeps, its many eyes opening when we dare to remember. I think that this room is free of furniture, like it was taken out when this place was closed up, but the floorboards are so old that you can still see like where the table legs carried the weight. Like you can see those discolorations in the wood where there were credenzas and like side tables and those kind of like long buffet tables where they would like put the spare foods. There's still likely some art on the wall that has like white sheets over it, but this is a very untouched room. The paint is peeling, the ceiling is cracked. It is truly a miracle that like this place has been preserved as well as it has, and it really hasn't been preserved well at all.
who of the four of us is first to Orphan's Yule?
I think probably me.
Yeah, what's Jules doing?
I think Jules is just sitting at the table right now and just kind of tracing finger up and down the table. Just having a moment.
I think Prosper comes in and puts his paws up on your leg, kind of like asking to be accepted into your lap. I'm going to show my open desire for affection.
Don't tell anyone I said yes, but okay.
Thank
You can come
up. I hop up into your lap and kind of like, I think like drape like diagonally across Jules.
Romeo will come in and say, I saw that.
I don't think you saw anything.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a shuffling coming closer. And Trinket is no longer able to just move like vertically through the floors. Their feet keep getting stuck.
Oh no.
So they kind of shuffle into the room through the wall, still like not quite a bit clumsy on their feet, and you can see little feet like poking out beneath all of the fabrics. Trinket just like quickly sort of like swooshes all of their cloaks and fabrics around. Says, "Don't you dare look at them, they're disgusting."
What'd you get into?
Nothing. Something's gotten into me.
Never seen nothing be so sticky. Anyhow.
They are new, right? I'm not misremembering.
Yes, they're new. Now stop talking about them.
Yep.
Prosper
I
gets up and
understand.
bounds over and starts to kind of nose around Trinket.
Trinket feels the great impulse to flail and puts all of their effort into remaining as still as possible.
I don't know. I think they're great.
I don't care what you think.
Wow.
If you like them so much, why don't you have them?
I
Well-
hold up my little paws.
He does.
I like mine, thanks.
What's gotten into you?
I don't know. The children, maybe.
Which ones?
The children who live in this house.
Yeah, but there's like a million of them.
Well, I don't know their names.
Well, there's Mackenzie, and there's Dale, and there's Hunter, and there's Caleb.
Caleb.
The one
Did you make a friend?
The one who pretends to be so wise.
I think that's kind of all of
Mackenzie.
them.
That sounds like all of those little smartasses.
Well, anyway, all of them have done this. To some degree.
Somebody put a bee in your bonnet. What happened?
I don't know what that means.
Seem upset about it.
I like that.
Don't seem anything.
Who do you like? Wait, what?
I don't seem anything.
I would disagree. You seem kind of mad. I'm gonna overstep my bounds. Be like, you actually seem like really upset. And frankly speaking, you're not really on the same page, I think, as the rest of us.
I do not wish to be seamed. I do not care to be seamed. I do not care to be on any page with anybody. I have these horrible things now, and I don't know why. And I don't even know why I'm here to talk with you all if you can't focus on anything else.
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am. Wow.
You know, feet are great for dancing.
What care do I have for dancing?
Have you tried it recently?
What is recent?
Oh boy.
A difficult question for all of us, but especially for you.
Maybe let's talk about something else besides the children.
And then not dancing, we are not doing.
I think you'd be great at it, Jules.
Oh, yeah. I'm a natural.
Well, Trinket doesn't want to dance, so.
That sounds like a Trinket's problem.
Why can't somebody else talk about what's new and horrifying for them now?
Tell me why your life sucks.
Tell me what struggles are all of you having now?
I met another cat who maybe is dead and maybe is alive. But then the nice old man took him away.
Did you tell him to?
No.
Were you nice?
I was so nice, but also maybe a little... I maybe had a little too much fun.
And that's why I like you.
I march back over to Jules.
Which was worse, that there was a new cat or that it got taken away?
I think that it got taken away because I have a lot of cats who are friends outside, but I don't have any cats who are friends inside.
Do you know how to care for one that is alive? It's a big responsibility, I've been told.
I could probably figure it out. And Romeo would help, right?
If I had time, I could take it for a walk or whatever.
What are you so busy doing?
Oh, yeah. What's got you going on?
I have engagements, investments, projects.
Like what?
Since when?
Making the children act crudely with one another.
Oh.
Not the goal. It is a byproduct. They make all their own decisions. I make things.
Make things.
So were you the reason that the kitchen was occupied for hours?
You probably could have gone in there.
I've seen enough.
Disgusting.
I don't know. They're just living their lives. What's so wrong with that?
Listen, we'll be here to watch it build. We'll be here to watch it burn. I don't care.
Do you want that?
I don't give a damn. It's not my problem.
You don't want, like, things to be good for them? They're really nice, I promise.
Why should I want that?
Well, why should you want them to, like, suffer and stuff?
I don't. Why should I want that?
You don't care about them at all?
I think there's a difference between caring and putting energy toward a specific outcome.
Exactly.
My life would be different if they were gone. Maybe some ways better, maybe some ways worse.
Tchotchke's got a point. You know, like, think about it this way. We can care all we want. Do we have any power to change it? Help them? Support them? Not really. Maybe sometimes, but minimally.
Romeo and Prosper open their mouths at the same time.
I will have you know I have changed the course of a young person's life this week.
I can't wait to see how that plays out.
It doesn't matter how it plays out.
Does
They've
it?
experienced plenty of new things they had never experienced before.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, it doesn't matter, so you don't want them to be happy?
I want them to have an experience.
I don't want to... Listen, try the poison. I want you to try something new. Who knows what'll happen?
You're being intentionally obtuse.
I think obscene is more of my scene. Thank you.
I just feel like... What's so wrong with wanting what they're doing to go well and doing what we can to, like, help them out? What else are we doing?
You can help them out, but people are people. Some people are inherently good. Some people are inherently bad. Some people are a little bit of both. Most people are. But the ones that are really, really bad are sometimes the ones you just don't see coming. They might even be the ones that you help. How are you going to feel?
Who do you mean? Who's this inherently bad person?
There's many. There are so many. And maybe one of them is in the house now. And we don't know. I I know people, and I don't trust them. Doesn't mean I don't want bad. It just means I'm done.
You spend all your time around them, though. You just sit in the living room and they can't hear you. And you just get mad about everything they do.
Because I want to have a new experience. And I just like yelling at people.
But it doesn't do anything.
No. So they're going to do what they want anyhow. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to end up broken. They're going to end up feeling all sorts of things.
They're going to end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe they'll die here and then we could all hang out forever.
Oh, boy.
Oh, good lord.
Maybe when they're older.
What, you don't want Soccerhead?
That poor dolt.
I like him. He's really nice to
I
meet.
like him. What is... He's your friends?
Yeah, well,
My friends. Whose friends?
Oh, the cat. Prosper.
yeah, I think we're friends. We were... Yeah, I don't know. He, wanted to make sure that I didn't die, and I don't think he knows that I, can't. So, that's pretty good.
I don't think he knows much of anything, to be honest, though.
That's a good instinct for a person to have, though.
The other one that was there, the wise one, definitely had to explain to him what mold was.
Hope for humanity! There it is!
The
We found it.
Is that how the witch is showing herself now?
Go on, me.
She's they're together, I think. The witch and the, I don't know, that guy.
Interesting.
Soccer head, we were calling him.
Yeah, the witch and soccer head.
The children call him Dale Doe.
You know, it's a new era. It's a new age. People are reinventing themselves. Maybe there's hope in the new year. Who knows? Who knows?
I think there is. I think maybe all things aren't good, but some things felt good this week.
So what exactly did you do?
I inspired Caleb to confess to the tall one.
Oh, so that was your project. Sweet.
Yes.
The
it went
licking of
very
his
well.
mouth. You inspired that?
The
I
dental cleaning in our kitchen.
I instigated a connection, which
Oh,
they
you
then
sure did.
ran away with. And
Oh.
good
You're
on
saying
them.
that they did not come into this house with that connection or with those feelings, that you invented them?
Hey, now, you just give him 16 more years and he could have maybe talked to someone.
Caleb was not capable of expressing those feelings without the help of an artist. Now he gets to dive in sooner.
Get his heart broken. It'll be great.
You don't know
Getting
that.
your heart broken is an essential part of living.
If that's the case, then maybe I wish I'd never lived.
If we teach these children to behave under our guide while they are in this house, then what will they do when they leave it? You have taught this one to love as you have taught him, not to love as himself. So how will the other one ever know whether it is your love or the other's real sense of love coming through?
I didn't force him to love.
I am not saying force, I'm saying taught.
That's all living is. Being taught new things from other people.
But we're not other people.
Just because I'm dead doesn't mean I'm not allowed to teach people things.
Not allowed, sure. But is it wise to meddle as much as you do?
Why is my experience less valid than the soccer heads?
Because you're dead.
When you say that, Trinket, I think a heavy gust of wind blows through the room, extinguishing the ghostly fire of the candles. And there's a palpable weight that sinks onto everyone's shoulders as the boundary between the living and the spirit world thins. As it thins, Trinket, what comes through as their sort of firm statement about the responsibilities of the dead versus the living kind of echoes in the room, and we feel this like weight of despair of the spirit world encroaching.
The responsibility of the dead is to fade. We receive stories from the living that help us come to peace with whatever makes us linger. Our job is to work to remove ourselves from this plane.
I'm going to invoke a second Lost Room move, and I'm going to break the rules slightly and invite anybody who wants to lose a part of themselves and hide it away in the Lost Room.
How are we defining a part of themselves?
I think however you want. A secret, a truth, a physical part of you.
This is so hard.
Can I make a joke that I just haven't been able to stop thinking about since we had this break, this
Yes.
breath of whatever? It's just it's an opportunity for Trinket to lose those feet. I think I kind of instinctively want to say, I don't know how this like is coming on us, but I kind of instinctively want to say that Romeo doesn't.
Yeah.
Like that there's a knee-jerk reaction to like what Trinket has said that he desperately wants to not be true. That like he desperately feels can't possibly be the only kind of goal for him to be to cease being. And so I almost feel like this is a moment of him like clinging harder towards all the things that he feels like are true, and all the things about himself that he can remember, instead of letting anything be taken away.
Trying to decide if Trinket is able to lose their feet. Like, if that's actually a choice that they can make. Because also, arguably, like, gaining the feet is losing a key part of themselves.
Yeah.
Then maybe even it's like there is some thing that symbolizes what they lost upon gaining the feet that materializes here in this moment.
It is really interesting that they gained the feat kind of as a result of engaging directly with humans and teaching them a lesson.
Yeah.
And that they're now like, we shouldn't do that. Like, that's really interesting.
I knew this was true. I made a mistake. I now continue to know that this is very true. I think the part of it that I'm struggling with is like, is it a part of themselves as they exist now, or a part of themselves as they lived?
I'm going to go with the part of themselves as they lived if you want options. I'm going to leave a compact, and that's part of my bond as well, a mirror that shows the real me.
Do we get a flash of what that is as it gets left behind? Like who Jules is in the mirror, or no?
Yeah.
You can say no.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if we do.
Yeah, you can. I guess we had also never really described what specifically we all look like as well. That's also very interesting. I think you're going to see hair that's been haphazardly cut very short. And you'll see a black eye.
As the mirror is sucked down into the room,
think Trinket joins Jules and reaches into their many fabrics and pulls out a tarot card that's so old it's like it should be dust. It is only by like being belonging to the undying that like it remains together, and drops that card into the ether, and as it twirls on its way down, you see it's the Knight of Swords.
I think Prosper jumps up into Romeo's arms, suddenly wanting very viscerally to not be standing on the floor.
Fair.
And I think a moment passes, and the room accepts these two sacrifices. And both of you, please do take a token.
Happy Yule, everybody.
Happy
long night.
It really feels like a family holiday.
families fight, right?
That's a lot to unpack, but okay.
Well,
Romeo smiles.
We did not all choose this place. We did not all choose to remain.
Mm-hmm.
We did not certainly choose the others who remain here with us. But when all is said and done, you three are decent companions.
It's a glowing compliment from you, Trinket.
I like living here with all of you.
Living.
I think something brought us together for a reason.
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
Hopefully, I've got a lot of questions.
I think the scene fades on us, whatever our Yule celebration individually looks like. And we pan through the, like, they brought like card tables into the parlor and are having like a big dinner.
Love it.
Yeah, like right sort of either I think adjacent to us. And we fade out on our haunt on Christmas Eve, I would assume. Before we wrap our session, let's flip to our memories tab. Would anyone like to spend tokens toward either regaining a memory or creating a new memory?
I'll happily spend my 3, but I don't have like a strong feeling of one. I guess it kind of feels like maybe we should keep I kind of want to keep building on regaining a memory so that we get there. Maybe.
Okay.
I'll do that. So that puts us at 9.
Same. I'm going to spend all 3 of mine.
I'll spend 3 of mine.
Hey!
Hey!
Okay.
Let's
did it.
go.
Inspired by the scene we just did, I'm gonna put 4 of mine towards creating a new memory.
Nice.
As we have officially regained our first memory, who chooses or who regains this memory? Trinket has already been punished by being given feet. But I do in some ways feel like the thrust of this session would lead me either towards Trinket or Romeo regaining a memory, but I'm open to other thoughts.
I think so as well.
Yeah, I'm good with either.
Yeah, same. I don't really have a strong feeling either way, other than I agree that I think it's pushed to those 2. I guess we could look at the old memories list and see if anything jumps out. Although it doesn't have to be from this, I guess.
My other like positioning thought is that Romeo's like lack of acceptance of that room move might push me closer to him for regaining one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, why don't we let Romeo take this one? Yeah.
Because Trinket gave something up and Romeo clung to everything. I guess that makes sense.
Trinket's not trying to remember. Remembering's a punishment.
Oh.
So yeah, feel free to choose one and tell us as much or as little about it as you'd like.
Okay, so I'm really drawn to a stolen dance, a fire that consumes everything. Quote, don't make me lie to you. Yeah, and I think because my two kind of fragments are the burning photograph and a locket I think I stole from someone else is something I have. Oh, a moment of stolen passion, and then a look I have is a locket I stole from someone else. So I think maybe there's like a moment of Romeo dancing with someone else in a suit in like a parlor room with a phonograph on, and there's no one else there, and we can't really see, like Romeo's trying really hard to remember like what the person's face looks like, but still can't see it. And maybe there's even like, if it was a movie or whatever, there's this feeling of like the faceless kind of sticking around, like Trinket kind of, because of this, maybe this argument or whatever, like kind of there's something not, he can't access the full thing. And the other person notices like the chain kind of peeking out of Romeo's collar and pulls out a locket that says, maybe it has like an A on it or something, a letter that definitely is not R. And the other person says, did you get this? And Romeo just says, don't make me lie to you. And then they keep dancing and tucks it back under his collar.
Oof.
Devastating. And big, like, feels with him watching Caleb and Adrian earlier. Well. On that note, thus ends our episode. Tune in next month for more Our Haunt. Dungeons and Drama Nerds is produced by Percival Hornak and Nicholas Orvis, and this episode was mixed and edited by Percival Hornak. Our core ensemble are Todd Backus, Jovane Caamano, Anthony Sertel Dean, Christopher Diercksen, Ben Ferber, Kory Flores, Mieko Gavia, Tess Huth, Romana Isabella, John Johnson, CJ Linton, C. Meaks Meaker, Leo Mock, Dex Phan, and Tristan B. Willis. Our game of Ray Najati's Our Haunt features Percival Hornak as Prosper, Kory Flores as Jules, Leo Mock as Trinket, and Tristan B. Willis as Romeo. If you'd like to help us continue exploring the intersections of theater and tabletop role-playing games, consider leaving us a review on your podcast app of choice or supporting us, and getting access to our patron-only bonus content at patreon.com/dungeonsanddramanerds. You can find our social media and website links, including our cast bios, at the link tree in our show notes. And be sure to tune in soon for another episode of Dungeons and Drama Nerds.